lecture on Raymond Williams' essay Literature. Raymond Williams was a Welsh Marxist theorist, a renowned academician, a novelist, and a critic. He is also important in the field of cultural studies for his analysis of the idea of culture in relation to the contemporary use of the term. His famous books on culture include Culture and Society in 1958 and The Long Revolution in 1961. Raymond Williams became a member of the faculty of the University of Cambridge in 1961. He published books on literary works as social forms. A few of these include The Modern Tragedy, published in 1966, the English novel Dickens to Lawrence in 1970, and Marxism and Literature, published in 1977. The essay Literature forms the third chapter of Williams' seminal work, Marxism and Literature. This classic study examines the place of literature within Marxist cultural theory. Now, what Williams attempts to do in this essay is to explain that literature is important to the society as a whole. So, the book is a critical revision of Marxist thinking about culture and society. Williams begins the essay Literature by stating that it is difficult to view literature as a concept. Now, literature conventionally refers to a work of high quality and value that reflects or mirrors human experience. Now, Williams analyzes this familiar concept of literature in two ways, theoretically and historically. The concept of literature as an immediate living experience has led to the rise of various genres such as epic, lyric, romance, myth, fiction, autobiography, and so on. Now, according to Williams, literature is a shaping of the world, a transformative process by which the author acts upon the world. Writers work within a network of pre existing social relations consisting of literary conventions, literary traditions, and language. In this essay, Williams traces the development of the concept of literature in its modern form since the Renaissance. Literature developed after the 18th century but was fully developed only by the 19th century. The English use of the word literature came only in the 14th century. Its root was Latin littera, meaning a letter of the alphabet. The normal adjective associated with literature was literate. By the 17th century, literary meant reading ability and experience. In the 18th century, literature acquired a modernized meaning. It meant a specialization to reading. Now, this also expressed a certain level of educational achievement and was primarily a generalized social concept. With the development of the printing press, literature also meant all printed books. Now, literature, like society, economy, and culture, changed in meaning in the capitalist society. Literature became a form of learning that only individuals of high society could achieve. It was a skill of reading that was a mark of distinction, of politeness, and of high social standing. Now, Williams identifies three complicating tendencies that arose. The first, a shift from learning to taste or sensibility as a criterion defining literary quality. The first tendency indicated a shift defined by its class position. According to Williams, taste and sensibility are bourgeois categories and markers of high culture. Along with literature, criticism had also developed from the 17th century. Literary criticism shifted its meaning from commentaries on literature to the consciousness of taste and sensibility. So, Williams sees this tendency as a form of class superiority and control. The second tendency states an increasing specialization of literature to creative or imaginative works. There was a time when literature simply meant all printed books and not specifically fictional or imaginative works. According to Williams, this shift is a response to industrial capitalism. Literature acquired a new significance as an aesthetic and artistic form defined by the imagination. Fiction shifted from being considered as merely imaginative and became the bearer of imaginative truth. Literature is a product of the imagination, but it also conveys the truth. It became a specialized and selective category. Yet, not all fiction was imaginative, and not all literature was considered as literature. According to Raymond Williams, literature and criticism became domains where bourgeois class sensibilities could exercise control. Bourgeois criticism discriminated between good and bad literature based on literary values that define great works. This led to the development of the third tendency. The third tendency indicates a development of the concept of tradition within national terms, resulting in the more effective definition of a national literature. It brought with it a sense of the greatness or glory of the native language. National literature soon became a tradition with selective and self defining literary values. The later Marxists have attempted to include popular literature or the literature of the people into this literary tradition, which is called the literary canon. Marxist literary criticism has been successful in relating literature to the socio-economic history within which it had been produced. So, according to Raymond Williams, Marxist literary criticism positively allows new kinds of reading and new kinds of questions about the works themselves. The crucial theoretical break is the recognition of literature as a specializing social and historical category. Because literature is historical, it is evident of a particular form of the social development of language. So, literature meant a work of outstanding and permanent importance in specific social and cultural relationships. Now, we come to the concluding part of the essay. So, Williams states that in each transition, there is a historical development of social language itself. Williams advises us to see many of the active values of literature as not tied to the concept, but as elements of a continuing and changing practice moving beyond its old forms. Literature has, in general, been assimilated to ideology, expressing a particular class identity. This has had the advantage of including popular literature as something equally canonical with the great works as defined by bourgeois critics, but it has so far failed to mount an effective attack on bourgeois concepts of literature, art, and aesthetics. Williams concludes the essay that an effective Marxist literary theory must challenge each of these bourgeois concepts. I hope you will find this video lecture useful. Thank you so much for your patient listening.